Whether you call it Kveik, Kvik, or Kvike, there's no denying that this unique Norwegian yeast has had a remarkable impact on the brewing scene, and Imperial Yeast's A43 Loki is one of the best versions out there. With the ability to produce a clean beer when fermented as warm as 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius, you heard that right, while also performing well at more standard ale temperatures, Imperial Yeast A43 Loki is as versatile as it gets, meaning you have zero excuses for failing to brew throughout the year. Learn more about A43 Loki at imperialyeast.com and grab a pouch for your next batch to see what all the fuss is about. Hey everybody, this is the Brewlosophy Podcast. I'm your host, Marshall Schott, and today I am joined by some of my favorite people to drink beer with, Tim Meisch, Justin Pretzer, and Craig Fry, to review the 6th installment of the Brew Club's AvgBrü beers. For this quarter, the style members of the Brew Club chose to focus on is the classic Belgian quaffer known as Saison, which, unlike the last AvgBrü style, West Coast Pilsner, I actually have quite a bit of experience with. How are you guys feeling about this one? I know Saison isn't a style any of you drink on the regular, but I'm sure you've all tried it before.
I'm excited.
I don't know if I have, but I'm excited to try it.
I've had quite a few.
Yeah, it's not an uncommon style, but it's not necessarily the most popular style. It is really unique. In addition to its unique aroma and flavor, Saison is one of those styles I appreciate for its kind of rugged or rusticness. That's kind of the way it was developed. You know, it was made by hardworking laborers who didn't really concern themselves too much with the finer details and just wanted something tasty to sip on after a hard day's work. I think that's something we can all get behind, and I'm looking forward to tasting these examples set into us by members of the Brew Club. Now, if you're interested in this kind of stuff or just want a cool group of like-minded folks to hang out with, you can learn much more about the Brew Club by visiting thebruclub.com, which will redirect you to their active Facebook page. They've got all kinds of cool stuff going on over there, including this AvgBrü project. Currently, base membership is free, so go join now. You've got nothing to lose, and if you're listening to this show, you'll probably really enjoy the club as well. All right, if you like what we're up to and you want us to keep doing it, consider becoming a patron of Brewlosophy by committing to a small monthly pledge over at patreon.com/Brewlosophy. You'll receive rewards like access to unpublished contributor recipes, unique discounts at YakimaValleyHops.com, and an invitation to a monthly live Q&A session with somebody in the brewing world. Our guest for August of 2023 is Brewlosophy's own Will Lovell, who, in addition to everything he does for this gig, like performing experiments and talking about them on the podcast, is one of the guys who helped start the Brew Club and continues to serve on their leadership team. We love what Will has brought to Brewlosophy, and I'm sure his session is going to be a fun one. To be a part of it, you have to make your pledge of just $3 or more at patreon.com/Brewlosophy no later than Friday, August 25th, 2023, as Will's going to be taking questions that Saturday the 26th. All past sessions are available on our private Patreon and Facebook pages, so you can go back and watch them whenever you want. Learn more about becoming a patron over at patreon.com/Brewlosophy. Another really easy way to help us out is by using the links found at brewlosophy.com/support when you're shopping online. Your experience won't change at all, and we get a little kickback for the referral. Finally, if you wouldn't mind letting us know what you think about this show by leaving a rating and review in Apple Podcast or wherever it is you listen to podcasts, we'd really appreciate that as well. Feedback is brought to you by Clawhammer Supply, who, in addition to having a remarkable YouTube channel chock full of great brewing related content, sell what we believe to be some of the best electric brewing systems on the market. If you've been considering making the move from propane to electric, you owe it to yourself to check out Clawhammer Supply. Whether you're after a 120 volt 5-gallon system or something bigger like their powerful 240 volt 10-gallon system, Clawhammer has got you covered. Learn more about everything they have to offer over at clawhammersupply.com, and don't forget to check out their YouTube channel as well. John Hughes wrote in with a note on his recent performance in the latest national homebrew competition. John said, "I started brewing 2 years ago as a craft brewing major at Central Washington University. This year, I decided to enter my first competition, which was NHC. I have never brewed a lager before, so I tried this recipe," and by recipe, he's talking about the Brewlosophy Munich Helles recipe that is for free on the website, with some tweaks, and ended up winning bronze for Munich Helles in the NHC final round. This is such a solid recipe for delicious beer-flavored beer. I highly recommend trying it. Well, first off, John, way to go. That's awesome that you won bronze for your Helles. And I have a feeling there are some folks out there who this news would probably rub the wrong way. I have a hunch they're probably not listening to this show, so that's okay. Either way, it doesn't matter. You made a great beer using a non-traditional method. I'm not sure if you went with the Kolsch yeast as opposed to a traditional lager yeast, or if you just fermented with a lager yeast warm. But regardless, it's validating for those of us who do either of those to hear that somebody took a bronze in the world's largest homebrew competition for a style that's not known for being the easiest to make. So good job on you, John, and thanks for letting us know how you did. If you have show feedback, you can send it to feedback@brulosophy.com or drop us a line on social media. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Brulosophy Show, so you're notified when new episodes drop. Martin's been putting a lot of work into this project. We're really proud of it, and we think you're going to love it too. To find the channel, you can search YouTube for Brulosophy or go to youtube.com/The Brulosophy Show. All right, when we're back, we'll be getting into the AvgBrü Saison reviews. Chilling work can be a chore, especially after a long brew day, but not with the Xchillerator Counterflow Chiller, which can chill a 5-gallon or 19-liter batch of wort in 5 minutes or less, leading to a strong cold break and clear wort in the fermenter. Brulosophy's Matt Del Fiacco uses the Xchillerator Max and absolutely loves it. In addition to improved chilling efficiency, every Xchillerator comes with a 5-year warranty that covers the entire chiller for manufacturer defects. If you're looking to up your chilling game and a CFC is right for you, head over to Xchillerator.com today. There's no denying that stainless steel is the best material for brewing equipment, and Delta Brewing Systems offers some of the lowest prices on high-quality stainless gear, like the Firm Tank, which in addition to holding 8 gallons or 30 liters of wort, comes with a domed lid to even further reduce the chances of a messy blow-off. Plus, it can hold up to 4 psi of pressure for closed transfers. Delta Brewing Systems also has their own line of brew kettles, as well as one of the lowest-priced all-in-one electric brewing systems out there, and their prices are shockingly low. If you're in the market for legit stainless gear that won't break the bank, do yourself a favor and head over to deltabrewingsystems.com today. There's no denying that hoppy styles, namely the umpteen versions of IPA that exist these days, are what so many brewers tend to focus the most on. But back when I got into the game, this was around 2003, it seemed many, at least the folks who I was talking with at the time, had a thing for Belgian beers. And I think it was because it was really difficult to source these Belgian styles in the States. And one of the styles we had fun brewing was Saison, which developed a sort of cult following there for a while. A lot of people were making Saison and Grisette. In fact, I had a buddy who started a blog that was focused specifically just on Grisette, which is a kind of a rustic style of Saison as well. So anyways, according to the BJCP, Saison is described as a family of refreshing, highly attenuated, hoppy, and fairly bitter Belgian ales with a very dry finish and high carbonation, characterized by a fruity, spicy, sometimes phenolic fermentation profile and the use of cereal grains and sometimes spices for complexity. Several variations in strength and color exist. So, over the years, I've tried a wide variety of different Saison types, but without question, most have been of the pale, moderate strength type. I have a feeling that's probably what you guys are familiar with. Craig, you said you don't really recall drinking any Saison. I guarantee you've had it before. In my house, probably.
Yeah, I was just thinking back. I think we also had some when we went to Vegas down on Fremont Street. That's where I had first Kolsch was with you.
Yeah, there was a place down there that was serving some not just IPA craft beer.
Right.
And we may have had a Saison down there.
Yeah. Crow and Wolf's had some Saison.
They've got one on tap right now that's incredible. It's a French Saison, which...
Saison.
Say you, say me, Saison, yeah. If you say so.
Oui, oui. Yeah. Jersey. But I don't believe that Crow and Wolf bottle conditions.
No, they don't. God, Justin did his homework before this session.
I didn't know there was an assignment.
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to just assume, Craig, and do your homework.
I mean, how did you not know that this showed up in the early 19th century? And really disappeared until after World War I, when we brought it back and changed the name to more of a appealing farmhouse ale.
From Bière de Saison?
Yeah. Saison.
I was really excited when I learned that the Brew Club chose this style as... First off, I knew that we would be getting the beers in summertime, and we're going to be at 110 later this afternoon. Yes, there will be Miller Lite and pools, pool time coming. But I was excited that they chose Saison because it is such a unique style that you don't really have that much access to. So I knew it'd be fun for you guys to try yourself. Let's go over the brewing parameters that the Brew Club set. Now, if you recall, they kind of do a survey. They call it AvgBrü. I'm not really sure they average things out, but they do a survey of all members, whoever wants to participate in the survey, on the style, and then after that, what ingredients to use, process variables, stuff like that. So real quick, the base malt has to be Pilsner, but they left open a pretty wide variety of other grains that you could choose to use if you wanted to. Pale two-row malt, light caramel malt, so like 10 to 30 Lovibond. That's a very, very light color, up to maybe kind of slightly orangish. The white wheat malt, honey malt, flaked rye, flaked wheat, and what's that one?
Spelt.
What is spelt, Justin?
It's a cracked wheat.
I actually don't even know what it is. I know that it's used for brewing. I thought it was its own grain, not a wheat grain, but I don't know.
It's a wheat
All I
grain.
know is
Yeah.
I spelt that.
Yeah.
It's bad.
If you spelt it, you dealt it.
If you spelt it, you dealt it. They could also use sugar. I don't know if they had to or not. It may have been optional. Sugar, you can add sugar to any beer, any wort, and it just ferments without contributing much flavor or mouthfeel or anything like that, just to up the strength. Hops, they had to bitter with Magnum, Saaz, or Styrian Goldings. They had to mid-boil, so about 30 minutes into the boil, they had to hit it with Saaz or Styrian Goldings. Late boil, flame out, whirlpool, or hop stand, they had to hit it with Saaz or Styrian Goldings. And if they chose to dry hop, which just means adding hops during or after fermentation, they could use whatever variety they wanted. So they could go with Galaxy, which is an Australian super fruity variety. They could go with more Saaz or Styrian Goldings or something like that. They could go with an classic American hop like Centennial or Cascade. A lot of options there. It'll be interesting to see what these people did. Yeast, they had to use Imperial Yeast B56 Rustic, which is a phenomenal yeast strain for Saison in my experience. Or AvgBrü Belle Saison, which if you guys have ever had any of my hard cider, it's almost always fermented with Belle Saison. It's a fantastic, really attenuative,
This will be good then.
dry stuff out. Yeah, well, we'll see.
You need to make some of that hard cider.
I know. It's so easy too. Adjuncts. So the Brew Club members didn't have to use any adjuncts. They didn't have to add any of this stuff, but they were encouraged to try adding citrus, coriander, or local fruit.
Local fruit to us or local fruit to them?
Yeah, I have a feeling it wasn't to just Fresno. They didn't have to call out and
Not interested then. I
Not
send
interested.
it back.
We've got some bomb fruit in this area, though.
Yeah,
That's for
there's
sure.
a lot of fruit in the Central
I
Valley.
know.
There's a lot of fruit in this room.
So they didn't have to use any of those, though. Just keep that in mind. I do believe I saw some bottle caps that we're lucky. We didn't get one person's beers, unfortunately. They're automatically going to send us one in the next round, so they're covered on that. But we had a couple people send us 2 versions of their Saison. So I think that would be like one plain one and then one that maybe had some of these things added in it. So that'll be kind of fun to compare those. Now,
I do have to apologize. In an effort to sound smart, I sounded stupid. So Spets is not a cracked wheat. It's a hulled wheat.
Hulled wheat.
Hulled wheat. Very different. Sometimes known as dinkel. I'm sure you've heard of that. Thank you, Wikipedia. That is all.
I should hire Justin to do all the pre-research for us and all these things. It's also spelt, not Spets, but
No. Well, we're using the Russian version.
Okay, the Russian version of it.
Wow.
All right, so brewing parameters. Very simple. They had to mash between 148 and 149 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 65 C. They had to mash for 60 minutes, boil for 60 minutes. This is all really basic, normal brewing parameters. They had to target an IBU of between 15 and 35. So that's your bitterness. I like my Saison to have a nice little bitter bite. I want it to be kind of beery. And plus, that bitterness is usually coming from a hop variety that isn't terribly fruity. It's not like IPA hops. They're more classic, spicy, floral type hops. So you have to use a little bit more, which means you're getting to get that bitterness because they're lower alpha acid which means you're going to get a little bit more of that hop aroma and flavor as well. So I think it works really well for this. They had to target. Interestingly, I didn't see a target OG, so starting gravity, but they had to target a strength of 5 to 7% ABV, which is what the BJCP in essence says is appropriate for Saison. So no target OG or FG, but you have to hit 5 to 7% ABV. As we know, all of the Brew Club members follow the rules to a T. So I'm sure we're going to get some that are probably 8 and 9% alcohol. We'll
Yes.
see. This all sounds really good to me. Now, Saison is one of those styles that is fun to experiment with. I've had excellent versions that were dry hopped or had fruit added to them, as these members were encouraged to do. I'm not sure if I've had one that was spiced with coriander. I usually associate a wit beer with coriander, so like a Blue Moon, that has that orange peel and coriander flavor. Coriander is just cilantro. It's the cilantro seed. But I'm down to try anything. So if anybody sent us one with coriander, that could be a lot of fun. How you guys feeling so far? Sounds pretty good or what?
Sounds really interesting.
Very refreshing.
let's do
Looking
it.
forward to this.
I'm thirsty.
All right, Justin, you popped those first couple of bottles there, the orange cap ones there. And as we were preparing for this
Nice
review,
label.
and was there a label on it at all? Yeah. Oh, good.
Ooh, we got us a little poppy pop.
I'll take that one, and Tim and I will share that one. Can you hand me my glass, please, Justin? I'll just pour and then hand it to you. So as we were preparing for this review, I did get... Oh, by the way, Saison is expected to be highly carbonated. Here you go, Tim.
Just search, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good sign that it's popped like that.
That's
and
pretty.
You get that nice. This one is definitely carbonated.
That looks refreshing.
I'm going to get into who sent this and the details of this specific beer, but I wanted to say so before, as I was preparing for this review, I got a message from the did you spill? Did Justin spill on himself?
What do you knew?
But I got a message from the person who organizes all of the people who send us the beers. His name's Haven, and he said, "Hey, so and so was going to drop their beers in the mail on Monday. You should have them by Tuesday. Obviously, we're recording on a Saturday, so that was just too late." I said, "You know what? How about this? I'll go grab a reference. I'm going to start doing a reference example for you guys for this. I think that's a good idea. So if we're doing, Saison, I would go to the store and buy a popular Saison or ones that I was able to purchase before. So I ran to the store, 2 different stores yesterday, Bevmo and Total Wine. They didn't have it, whereas they used to have a lot of Saison DuPont. They had no Saison whatsoever. So that's my story. You don't have a reference. You have to go based off of what the BJCP said. But I wanted our listeners to hear that I have this plan to do a reference example and to start each episode with a reference example so that you kind of have something to judge it, or evaluate it against. All right. This is a very nice looking beer so far.
Yes.
A tad hazy.
Yeah, little
Little bit,
hazy
yeah.
on the darker side of golden.
Yep. I like that. That's a good band name.
That is. That'd be actually probably more like a good album name, Darker Side of Golden.
Okay, so this I really want to get into this beer. This beer comes to us from Craig Harrison out of Greenville, Michigan. He says, "Hello, Brewlosophy gang. This package is for the Average Brew podcast. The beer I'm sharing today is a Saison. I tried to follow the rules, but ended up having to break them. Way to start.
10 extra points immediately.
Yeah. I didn't have enough Pilsner malt, so I figured to make it up with 2-row and still didn't have enough, so we finished it off with Maris Otter. That's likely where he's getting that color from. Maris Otter is a classic English malt that is very, very delicious. I love it. The beer actually finished out at 7% ABV, so we're starting with a relatively strong one. He calls it For Whom the Bell Tolls, but it's BELLE, like Belle Saison, Belle of the Ball, right? I've included the recipe, and I'm happy to say that the coriander used was homegrown by my wife. So the first one,
Boom.
Coriander. I really enjoy the podcast. Thanks for trying my beer. Craig, thank you so much for sending it in. I hope you're okay with our review. Let's get it.
The coriander makes sense. You get that little bit of vegetal background on it. This is good.
What was that background?
Vegetal.
Okay.
It's
Is actually,
it's like
wait,
peppery.
would coriander be considered a vegetable? I don't think so.
So say it again, Tim.
It's kind of peppery.
Yeah, that I get peppery. I get white pepper. It's not black, that heat of the black pepper, but that kind of like fancy schmancy white pepper.
The second taste was different too.
Yeah.
The
more you drink
it's like an everlasting gobstopper.
Right. I feel a little pucker back there.
Yeah, that's probably the carbonation. I get that with high carb beers too.
Well, I mean, bonus points. His name's Craig, so he's already won me over there.
it's a sturdy beer.
It's sturdy beer. I mean,
It's really well done.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
It is.
Yeah.
So you can agree or disagree, but I get the coriander to me almost imparts a unique hint of fruit, like a weird fruity thing, and
Right.
which pairs well with that yeast. I'm assuming
Like an overripe fruit.
I don't know. If you get that, you get it. I don't get overripe fruit.
Fruity
I just want to
Pebbles.
make sure I'm allowed to get what I get. So I don't want to mess things up here.
Did I nail that?
this
Did I
time-
get it right?
Did I do it right, Daddy? Did I?
I'm pulling this recipe out right now because I'm curious let's see here. So I definitely get the alcohol too. I feel just a hair of heat. Hair of heat? That's gross.
Yeah.
But
I
something
just
kind of
did as
warm
you
going
said
down
that,
my
yeah.
throat. Yeah. So let's see. I've never seen a... Okay, let's look here. He'd messed with his water. That's beautiful. Yeah, he used Belle Saison. So I've actually never made a beer with Belle Saison. I've only, as far as I remember, but I've only used it for cider. I would never dump this beer. Are you guys dumping it, or you're pouring more?
Dumping it in my glass.
That's good. That's good. I don't want the bottom. Yeah, it's pretty clean too. There's not a... I wonder if he bottle
They
conditioned
did a nice
this or
job
not.
on this.
It's very good.
Boy, look at but when you pour it out, it sure does look different towards the bottom, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, you know, I put them in my fridge for a couple of days so they could settle, but not oxidized. So we
Not
got a
even a little
bonus
bit.
there.
That's
It's not
good.
purple. It's a really nice dark gold color. Yeah, I think the aroma's spot on. This is a Saison. This is a very good example of a Saison.
Yeah.
I'd be curious if he to know if he bottle conditioned it or...
That's just a good beer if you're looking for a beer that's not your usual. You just want something that has some good flavor to it. Sit down, have one or two of them, and then switch over to Miller Lite.
Or just keep drinking this. I mean, God.
You could.
This is night juice too. It's so easy.
yeah.
It's just it's
Yeah,
got
this
that
is drowned in the
crushability.
pool.
Yeah.
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 Drowned in the pool, yeah.
Yeah, drown on the pool type beer.
Not sit at the pool and
No,
drink it,
yeah,
drowned
you,
in the pool.
you
Okay.
slowly slide in when you get past 4 of these.
Yeah, he gone.
yeah, he gone.
Been there.
Yeah, Craig, good job.
Thank you.
Not you. Yeah, you're doing awful. But
Not bringing a lot to the table here today,
yeah.
Craig.
Justin, if you wouldn't mind getting that second batch ready. So overall, what did you guys think of Craig's beer? I think we all enjoyed it. Would you order it at a pub if you saw it on the? You probably wouldn't order
Yeah,
it first thing, but somebody
Yeah,
gave you a sample.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
will
definitely,
order.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really nice. So this next one, let me grab
Speedwell.
the. Oh, I
The
forgot.
same guy or different guy?
Different guy. Yeah, I'll tell you if it's different person. I don't know who. This is Michael Blose. Thank you, sir. Same color. Look at that. That looks exactly the same color. Is that one yours or mine? Yeah, perfect. So this one is from Michael Blose. I think it's Blose or
Bublé.
Blas.
Bublé, if you
I
will.
like that color.
Yeah. Oh, it's gorgeous. I
That's
know.
beautiful.
Man.
This
Yeah.
one's a little more clear too.
So his from Lidditz. I've never heard of that. Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Yeah, Lidditz, Pennsylvania. I'm going to read what he said. It's a long one, but I like it. You guys can start evaluating. He says, "Dear Marshall and
smells good.
gang, longtime listener, first time submitter for reviews here. Thanks for the chance to have my beers reviewed in a fun and not so serious way. Hey, we take this very
Hey, this
serious.
is
Michael.
a business for us. Okay,
Yeah, you're making the big.
we get
bucks,
paid in
Justin.
sandwiches.
Yeah, that's right. That was very kind of
It
me.
was very
Pat
kind.
my
Very
back
kind
a bit.
of you.
I love the show and how it's evolved and expanded over the years, and I look forward to what has come. About me, my last name is pronounced like Gosa, so it's Bloza.
Now you know, sir.
Or as some in jest say, Mike blows. Yeah, okay. I figured that came. That
Well,
was
based on his brewing ability, Mike knows.
Yeah.
how
And then
to
he
brew.
said, some say blose. That's what I said. But that only applies if I'm feeling fancy. Anyway,
blasé.
yeah. He was, anyway, I fit right into the norm of a home brewer. I'm a male white guy, big beard. Our last episode was about our going over survey results and what the state of home brewing today. It's not the best, but whatever. Let's see here. I help brew with my good friend once a week in his 5-barrel system at Cartel Brewing and Blending in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I've heard good things about Cartel Brewing, actually. The beer and cider has always just been my jam, though I'm a fermentist of all things. I make kimchi, fermented hot sauce, sauerkraut.
Oh, damn! Send some of that next time.
I know, right up Justin's alley here. So he goes, if it ferments, I'll try it. Garlic honey. God, that sounds good.
Oh,
Garlic honey.
garlic honey. That sounds amazing.
I know.
I want to go hang out in Pennsylvania with this guy.
On some chicken McNuggets.
Hey, would you
Man.
class this up a little bit?
The air fryer and McNuggets.
Yeah.
for
Oh,
Sam's
yeah.
Club.
There you go.
Yeah,
The
those
air
are
fryer.
fun. Yeah.
Now
Next
you're
level.
talking.
All right, about this beer. He says, this beer comes from an experiment I'm wrapping up, or hopefully it's already done by the time you record the show. I haven't seen it, Michael. How did he say? Michael blows. Let's see here. It started with 2 pouches. It started with 2 pouches of Imperial Yeast Napoleon B64 that I won through the brew club. Congratulations. And decided to use it for the experiment and the average brew. So he went a little bit outside, but Napoleon is the French Saison strain and not the rustic strain. Yeah.
It's usually pulled. Wow, we're already kicking into this. It's poured in small angry glasses.
Yeah. The Napoleon. All right. I was inspired by the open versus closed episode. He's talking about fermentation, covered or uncovered. and wanted to try it with a yeast that produces more esters. So you are getting the open ferment version, which so ostensibly we would expect it based on what the existing kind of belief system is. We would expect this to have more fermentation character, more of those ethers and phenols, as Jersey would say, right? To emphasize that because there was no pressure on the yeast to suppress those, as it were. He says, so you're getting the open ferment version. I feel like it has a smoother finish than the closed ferment. I call it open speculation. I didn't come up with a fancy label. I just use my house labels. It's really nice.
They
label.
look good. Yeah, they look really good.
Yeah.
It's like you went to a craft brewery and you got one of their take home bottles.
Yeah.
Type of deal.
Well, and he says, I just use my house labels as I see labels as a tool for me to know what the hell I have in the bottle when it was made.
Versus painter's tape.
Yeah.
Versus painter's tape.
That's my go-to.
I know.
So he said he attached the recipe. It must be in the bag, maybe, Justin. But
It's
all right,
very good.
Let us know what you think. What about the nose? What's on that? What do you get in the aroma?
Fruity.
I'm not getting a whole lot.
Okay, I can tell this is the Napoleon strain.
It's clean.
Very clean.
So the mouthfeel from this, it's way like the last one, a lot thicker, richer coating, like more malty. This is crisp and clean.
Crisp and clean, but I get a silkiness on the finish on my tongue. It's like this kind of
Yeah.
this coating thing.
Yeah, like a coating in your cheeks and on your tongue.
But it's not like oily.
No,
it's
yeah.
silky. It's
I
weird.
keep licking my tongue. Well, I can't lick my tongue.
You're licking your tongue?
Yes, I'm talented.
Here, bring it over
Yeah.
here.
Well, this really needs to be a YouTube channel thing. Yeah, I get some stuff on the nose, but I don't want to bias you yet. What do you get, Justin?
Yeah, I was getting a little bit of like fruit and wheat.
Yeah. That's exactly what I get. It's
Boom! Nailed it!
I mean, I wasn't going to say wheat. I was just going to say generic grain malt character. But yeah, that's basically
this
what wheat
is
is.
super speltsy.
It's good.
Yeah, this is good. Like, let's go. Let's move this mobile out to the pool and see if that fits our standard pool
I tell you
drinking
what,
beer.
this is
That's good.
That is
almost like
good.
a fruity cereal.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you poured beer in Fruity Pebbles.
Yes. Oh, that might be a thing. This is really good.
Is there like a little spice on it too?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Saison in general.
Is that
any
cumin?
Tapatio.
Tapatio. That's what it was.
Yeah, my mouth is on fire. No, not that kind of spice. Yeah, I don't really feel it. It's more of a peppery spice.
Yeah.
I get the same thing as I did in the last one. I do feel like the Napoleon does ferment cleaner. It doesn't seem to do doesn't have as much of the fermentation character that the rustic yeast or the Belle Saison. He did Belle Saison on the last one. I have to remember that. Craig used Belle Saison, and Michael's using Napoleon, and there is a very, very notable difference between these two beers. Yeah?
Oh,
Oh,
very
yeah, definitely.
much.
Yeah. Okay.
Couldn't tell you what it is.
Yeah,
but
they're
I mean,
two
the first one was heavier.
very heavy.
Yeah.
Well, when I say very heavy, I'm using it as a comparison to this one when I say the weight of the beer, but this is a much lighter, fresher, bright.
Yes.
This is good.
It's also about half the.
it's 4.7. That's
Yeah, the last one was what? 6?
7%.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's approximately 3.2. 3.3. 3.4.
whatever.
I'm not good at math, but I'm fast.
That one has some tape around it.
Oh, what the heck?
I
is
think I must have
this?
taken this off. Now, I will say, this next beer that we're going to get into, would you order? I like to ask this after every beer, though. Michael's beer. You had a sample of it in a flight at Kronwolf. Would you order it?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
is that this last one we just did? Oh, 100%. sure.
Without a doubt. I almost feel like it was like, oh, this is the beer for lager, Miller Lite drinkers who don't drink craft beer, who are interested in maybe moving into something a little different.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was so clean,
It was
so well done.
I would drink it just because of that, because it was so clean and
It's a very
simple.
summery beer.
Yeah, it's
To where the last one was a really good beer. I'd order multiple of them, but it'd probably be more like a fall for me.
I'd order a pizza to go with it too.
Come on, Marshall. Is this your first day drinking?
wow. Look at that one.
Whoa.
Again, these are supposed to be highly
Is
carbonated.
this champagne?
Oh, you're dripping, homie.
You're dripping. You're the one that started it.
And when I drip, then I'm dripping. So, I want to say, this next one, this next beer,
This looks like
This is almost white.
like white wine,
yeah.
sparkling.
Is this a champagne of beers?
Look,
Somebody told me one
it's a
time.
nice head.
Somebody told me one time that they think the champagne of beers was originally a thing that was used to describe Saison. Actually,
Really?
Yeah, because you can like there's people who
Should have copyrighted.
Oh,
it.
you don't know that?
Yeah, I tell you what, you put this next to a glass of decent champagne, this looks identical.
Well, we're in luck on this one. This actually came from Haven Schultz, the person I was talking about who organizes the whole AvgBrü shipping stuff.
That a Baby Haven?
Yeah, so he's on the Brew Club leadership team, but he has just as equal a chance of being able to participate in us doing this as
Sure
anyone
does.
else. I want to say, Haven, since I know for a fact you're listening to this episode, the day it comes out probably, your beers are, first off, they're highly carbonated, and I think that explains why when I opened the package, it almost looked like I was thinking that maybe a bottle broke because it was wet. And I think what happened was some of the beer just leaked out from underneath the cap because of how much carbonation was in them or something. The bottles are perfectly fine.
And they popped big. When you
Well, they
opened them
popped
up.
big, and we got a little bit of foaming,
Yeah.
a little bit of foaming out of the bottle. That was why we kind of freaked out a little up front, but not a gusher by any means. Just you could tell, and there were high fills, So here we go. Haven says, "Thank you so much for doing yet another AvgBrü episode. I mean, it is our pleasure. I think we."
You're welcome.
Yeah. I know everyone at the club loves it. So he says, I was excited to have my name drawn for this round of AvgBrüs. I feel my Saison came out great. Being an avid rule follower, boo, he says, my recipe.
-10.
So he did follow the guidelines to a T. Haven is one of the people who invented the guidelines for this thing. I think you should follow it.
-15 more.
Yeah. So far, this beer sucks. I didn't even tasted it.
Haven, you're in the negative here, the red.
Yeah. So I'm not going to go over recipes like we have in the past, but he did stick to it. He did a blend of, you spelt, buddy?
Yes, I knew I liked this for a reason.
Yeah. You tasted the spelt.
Oh, big time.
He also used a touch of flaked rye, and he added sugar to up that ABV. And
That makes sense.
I'm looking for the ABV. 5.3% ABV. So smack.
We're going back in the right direction.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And he started pretty low, 1044 OG with an FG of 1004. Those are both pretty low, but you can still get, it still has that alcohol in there. So he says, I split my batch of Saison and added a few pounds of peaches to one half, but I ended up having some transfer issues to bottles. It came out filled with pulp. Yep, I've heard of that before. Thus, you are receiving 2 bottles of the unfruited version. All right, he fermented it with Belle Saison. So this is another dry yeast.
These are 3 different beers.
Yeah, 100%.
That we've
Very
had.
different.
How is that even a thing?
That's what Saison is all about. You have to imagine this was a style that field workers in
France.
Belgium, but on the French border, they're out doing their work, and they just would throw stuff together, put it in a vat, ferment it,
Throw it in a
warm.
cave and
Not even a cave. That's more German. That's the German tradition. We're talking like in the farmhouse. They're called farmhouse ales, and they'd make it up, and then when it was done fermenting, they'd dip it out. I doubt they were even chilling it. And somehow, they probably put them in bottles without even the intention to carbonate them. And because of how wild they were fermented, but that's why you get this unique fermentation characteristic. Is it's not your typical clean American yeast strain. It has something to it. But, you had a farmer down the road roasting his own malt or something. So he got a darker version. You had other people just taking, all kinds of different varieties. It's really
this
cool.
is a little sweet, and I like
But
it.
it's really good.
Yeah. This is
Another crisp.
Now, again, to be unbiased and fair, so everybody understands what I'm enjoying. I like the lighter, crisper, kind of on that fruitier spectrum of beers. I'm not like I don't love the crazy heavy, chew 'em up porters and things, on a regular basis like you guys are. I'm not that learned.
So you said you get a sweetness on this one.
Yeah, I got that too.
That is interesting because this one so far has the lowest finishing gravity, which means that the yeast consumed almost all of the available sugar in it.
If he would have said that, I had to brew it with the peaches or the stone fruit, that's what I would have. But to say that this was the stuff that didn't have any in it is interesting to me because there is that stony fruit, very sweet summertime.
I thought I was picking up on what I thought was like a peach.
Yeah, very stone fruit.
It is
almost like kind of like a raspberry.
It's so carbonated. That is
so carbonated.
Even like
I love
when I smell it,
Yeah.
it's, I don't know if that's weird to say. You could smell the
gas or whatever.
Yeah,
I
the
think
carbonation of it.
Yeah, and that may also be contributing to that perception of sweetness on some level. Because I get that too sometimes. I'll go make a batch of sparkling water and have it on tap. And the first few sips, even the kids are like, "Did we put something in that?" No.
Yeah, I'm
it's
not
just-
getting it now that it's...
Is it because your brain is like connecting typically like carbonated bubbly to
Yeah,
like
so-
sugary
probably.
soda or
May very well be. I honestly don't know, but I do think carbonic acid, which is what carbonation is, that it does have, a flavor, it has perceptible characteristics, and so we could just be picking that up. But I also think that this style of beer, that yeast character, it's producing esters, it's producing these phenolic compounds that are that's that peppery thing that you get. But those esters have, usually the way I perceive them in these styles of beers is kind of like that it's kind of pear. Like
that makes sense because this looks like a glass of pear juice.
Yeah, it really does.
I mean, if you cut a pear in half, that's what the inside flesh. That's what this beer looks like.
it's almost unbelievably pale, right?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It's weird. It's almost white.
Country Time Lemonade.
Yeah. But it doesn't taste like
No,
nothing.
no,
It
no,
tastes really good.
This packs a punch.
Yeah, I love this. Would you order one at?
I'd order a 6-pack of these.
I would order one. Yeah.
I feel like it's.
It's always worth the one.
Oh, I would drink a lot of this one. Yeah. This one comes across as cleaner to me, overall cleaner than the other two that we've had so far.
Yes.
Oh, I like the last one seemed more clean to me.
That's my job.
Well, get on it.
I know. You guys got
I
it.
didn't
No dead
realize
air.
we were moving so fast.
I know we're moving. We're moving so fast. We've been.
What the heck? We have cans? I say Saison. This is the best label that we have seen to date. I say son.
Come here, boy.
What's his name?
Foghorn
Foghorn Leghorn.
I'll say.
I'm a chicken hawk.
I say son. Come on over here.
I do feel like the Saison is one of those styles that you can have the most fun with the name that you give it. Best Saison I've made, the recipe that I've shared is, because I love Lionel Richie, is say you, say me, Saison.
that's a good one.
Pretty good, right?
That is really good.
Yeah.
So the Montucky Brewing Company from East Lake, Ohio. Why did he let this beer leave Ohio?
We don't even know who it is yet. Can you hand me the paper in there, please? But we'll get to pouring here. That is a really, that's a really fun label. The guys are over there looking at it.
Steve
Yeah, A+ on the
Miko.
label.
Miko? M-I-C-C-O?
Look at the
Micio?
color.
Who gets this one? There you go. Yeah, Steve Miko. Yeah, Steve
Nice
Miko.
head. Nice color.
Again,
Long-time listener,
4
first-time
different
submitter.
beers.
Yeah. Wow. I love that so many people are getting drawn to send us beers. Yeah. We've gotten 2 new submitters. I don't think Haven's ever sent us one for review either. So 2 new submissions.
And the first can we've done.
Is that harder to do? Maybe it's a dumb question, but is it harder to do in a can than it would be in a bottle?
No. Bottles are probably better if you're going to bottle condition, if you're going to naturally
Opening's about
carbonate
the
it.
same.
This is delicious.
Basically the same, yeah.
You just don't need a can opener, a bottle opener.
The glass fills up the same.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, this is a
is
fun
delicious.
one. This is a fun one. Yeah. So this is our last one for this segment. We're only doing 4 because I couldn't find the reference sample. We've got 5 more to get to.
Thank God.
Blair.
Let's,
Yeah.
I'm just now getting a buzz.
We'll throw it in a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Got to clean the palate.
Yeah. I've got plenty in my fridge.
That's good.
So
Oh, that's yummy.
okay, I can't wait to let me read his thing, and then you
sorry.
guys can
All right,
can
hold
laud
on.
Steve.
I say, read it.
It's not good yet.
Okay, yeah. Okay, wait, it sucks still. Hold on. He says he brewed on May 29th, so not too long ago.
Oh, it's so good.
Did everything. I'm not even going to tell you what's in it. I want to hear what
Thank
you guys
you.
think. Yeah, he didn't share anything other than his recipe, so thank you, Steve. What do you think?
This is the flattest beer that we've had, but it has a crisp finish.
Yeah.
It's the flattest.
This is
yeah.
good.
But it's still carbonated. It's just
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
crazy carbonated. Like,
Yeah.
It's just, it's smooth.
It's very smooth. More body to it than, excuse me.
Yeah, then the last one. Yeah, there's more mouthfeel. This has that thicker coating.
Definitely, yeah, I
Yeah.
get that too. I'm looking for the ABV right here, 6.2%.
Wow, I wouldn't guess that.
That higher, the higher ABV usually is correlated with higher usage of grains, and that is usually will impact the mouthfeel in the body. So, do you guys get anything unique? Because he used some of the adjuncts, he used some of the interesting stuff in this. I'm curious if you pick any of it up, or if it's just a part of the gestalt.
Nope.
Fruit.
I just pick up it's good.
I get just like fruit.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's.
That's all I
I
get.
gotta get some more.
overripe fruit.
We're gonna have to take a commercial break just so Tim can snag a nap.
Yeah, it's definitely fruitier to me.
Now I'm doing good now.
So that would make sense because Steve used 1 ounce of Valencia orange peel, which he added in flavor.
Coming from just south of us. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, picked it from Magic Mountain.
Yeah. It's a Magic Mountain. Saison.
That's where Foghorn Leghorn comes from.
That's where he's from.
Yeah, so to really briefly, since the only thing Steve shared was his recipe, he didn't really give a story or anything. He did use Pilsner malt, white wheat malt, acidulated malt. That's usually just used to adjust your mash pH. It's just Pilsner malt with acid over the top of it. Are you guys tripping balls yet? It's lactic acid. You have nothing to worry about. Yeah.
That's what I have built up in these pythons.
Yeah. That would mean that you're sore, I believe.
We didn't get the
buildup.
memo that we were wearing tank tops today.
Yeah, coming to the gun show over here. All right, caramel 40, honey malt, and table sugar. So that's all in line with what ripping your sleeves off. Great. He bittered with Magnum, and then he hit it at 25 minutes and 5 minutes with Czech Sots. That's perfect. 1 ounce of Valencia orange peel at flame out. 1 ounce of cracked coriander at flame out as well.
Craig, are you sick or are you just naturally that skinny up top?
He fermented this one with Belle Saison. So we've had one beer so far that has not been fermented with the dry Saison, very popular
And that's
dry
the second
Saison
one,
yeast.
Correct?
The second one, yeah.
Okay.
That was fermented.
Dang, someone's paying attention.
And that one was fermented with the Napoleon, not the rustic, which is what was mandated by the parameters. But I think it was because he got the Napoleon from the brew club and wanted to put it to use. So,
and because he appreciates the finer
very
things.
good beer.
What's good about it? We already talked a little bit about getting fruity. What do you get? Do you get any malt character? Because I'm getting a lot from this one.
No, I'm like the more I was drinking, the orange, like aftertaste,
like
not overwhelming. I mean, hardly there at all actually. But
but as you don't take a taste of it, like right now, I can taste more orange in my mouth.
So can I? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And to
I'm
me,
getting the malt, the bready, like a fresh baked bread out of like a wood fired oven,
and smooth.
This is what you just said about the mouthfeel. Even after you stop drinking it, it hangs out.
Yeah. This one lingers. I was gonna say I have a I don't know the best term to use, but kind of a stickiness in my mouth after I swallow on this one.
Are you for real?
Are
you for real?
It's sticky,
Come
like
on.
sugary sticky. What? So here's the thing. That one I would definitely order in a pub.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This one I would, if I could buy it in 6-packs, I'd have this in my fridge.
I was going to give a but. I do wish it had more carbonation for a Saison, because that carbonation is what cuts through all that other stuff, and I feel
maybe
like
when he sends us a 6-pack,
maybe the aluminum's killing the carbonation.
Yeah, put in some bottles and condition that business.
Do you know what that means, by the way?
Bottle condition?
Yeah.
Yeah, you treat it nice. You clean it, shine it up. Say, hey, bottle, there's some good beer going in here. You treat that beer nice. Hey, Cap, you hold on tight. You don't let none of that carbonation out.
So
Dim's the rules.
Dim's the rules. Carbonation can come from two main ways: natural or forced. The way I do it, 99.9% of the time, is I force carbonate. So I take
the condition.
CO2. That's not conditioning is just kind of a term for letting it rest, letting it kind of do its thing in the fridge type of deal. But when we talk about natural conditioning or bottle conditioning, we're talking about adding a small amount of sugar to that beer so that the yeast consume that sugar in a capped vessel. And when the yeast does that, it creates a tiny little bit of alcohol, but then also CO2.
Carbonation.
If you're forcing the yeast to consume the sugar at a faster rate, does that make it sweeter or less sweet?
Oh, that's a good question. The only way you would do that is through temperature. So, so bottle conditioning is highly recommended for any style of beer, really, to do it at room temp, right? 68 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's like 20 to 23 degrees C. And that's because that's where yeast are going to operate really well, but without producing fusel alcohols or these other off flavors, esters, stuff like that. The warmer the environment, the more esters yeast will produce in general. So yeah, if that's what you're looking for, you can bottle condition at 100 degrees. I think 115 degrees F is kind of where yeast starts to putter out. But they'll do their thing faster the warmer the environment. So, but I'm not sure how many of these we had were bottle conditioned or forced carbed.
But now I'm curious, does pressure affect the taste?
That is a big... You are asking these questions as a joke, I can tell.
No,
And
I'm genuinely curious.
Okay, so there's a big... that was our last beer of this segment. We will move on, but it's kind of a lesson time now. So there's a big kind of movement, this big idea in brewing right now, that if you ferment, particularly lager styles, which are supposed to be super clean, you're supposed to ferment those cool, traditionally. But if you add a little bit of pressure, if you ferment them under pressure... you're suppressing the esterification that the yeast would typically do that produce these esters. So you can get away with fermenting them at room temp, at ale temps, right? 68 degrees F, 20 C. I don't buy it. We haven't been able to validate that idea with any of our experiments, but we're fermenting on a small scale, the homebrew scale, 5-gallon batches, right? We're not doing 100 barrel or whatever batches. So it may very well be that on a larger scale with all of that osmotic pressure that it does have an effect. The pressure does have an effect, but we haven't been able to prove that it does. So kind of interesting though, right?
Yeah.
So
very interesting.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
That's actually what we used to call that series, was Under Pressure.
Oh, really? Interesting.
You and I are the same person, Justin.
We are.
Dang.
I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. It's like I'm a doctor.
Yeah, you're a doctor. So, well, we do have to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to get into some more Average Brew Saisons. We'll be right back.
After a long brew day, the last thing I want to do is waste more time chilling wort. I've tried so many different options, and ultimately I settled on the super efficient immersion chillers made by Jaded Brewing. With the King Cobra and Hydra, I'm able to chill my entire batch of wort from boiling to just a few degrees above groundwater temperature in as little as 6 minutes. If an immersion chiller is right for your brewery, then do yourself a favor and check out all of the rad options Jaded Brewing has to offer at jadedbrewing.com, and be sure to let them know Brewlosophy sent you. As every brewer knows, the best beer requires the best hops, which Yakima Valley Hops provides fresh from the source to brewers around the world, carrying everything from classics like Cascade to modern favorites like Galaxy and Mosaic, as well as other ingredients and gear. Yakima Valley Hops has it all. And don't forget to check out their new podcast, The Late Edition, where the YVH crew goes into depth on our favorite plant with industry experts. Head over to YakimaValleyHops.com now to see all they have to offer, and subscribe to The Late Edition wherever it is you listen to podcasts. Family-owned Atlantic Brew Supply is the largest homebrew shop in the Southeast. No gimmicks, no multinational corporate overlords, and no BS. They offer exclusive malts, yeast, and more from local artisans, as well as award-winning recipe kits. They also sell professional brewing gear and cask equipment from sister companies ABS Commercial and Cask Supply. Most ingredients are available by the ounce, plus Atlantic Brew Supply has an on-site calculator to help you craft your best brew. Orders are processed same day, and 2-day shipping is guaranteed for East Coast customers. Get 15% off your first order using promo code BREWPOD. That's BRUPOD at AtlanticBrewSupply.com.
Say you, Saison, drink it forever.
Oh,
That's the way it should
That's
be.
the lead into the...
That's the lead into this segment, boys. As usual, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you for serenading us as we move into the... this will be the 5th Saison that we have had of the Average Brew. And we actually have 5 for this segment as well, with 4 of them coming from 2 people. So we had 2 Brew Club members send us 2 versions. The first one that we're drinking comes from Aaron Black, who is from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And he's one who sent us 2. He says, I did a split batch of 5 gallons of Saison. So a quick French lesson before you pronounce the names of the beer. The city I live in is Eau Claire, French for clear water. Anyways, the aw makes the long O sound. Eau Claire. Oh, I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
Dang it.
It's Eau Claire, I guess. The first one, he calls this one No Berries Saison. And the second one is, well, we'll get to that one in a minute. So he followed, nothing crazy with his recipe. I'm not seeing, let's see. In this one that we're drinking now, fairly basic, fermented all the way down to 1.000 FG, meaning that there's basically no sugar left in this whatsoever, malt sugar. 7% ABV.
Wow.
Let's get into it. What do you guys think of the way it looks?
I tell you what.
I like the look.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely hazy.
Not too
It's
bad.
got some haze.
This I would.
Hold
It's
it, what-
very light haze. Yeah.
Oh, turns out my glass is condensated.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
That'll
bright.
do it.
It's
That'll
not
do it.
bright, but very rarely is Saison
Yeah.
bright. But it is close to bright. It
Yeah,
is.
this is pretty.
It's the prettiest one that we've seen so far. Well, pretty is in the eye of the beholder. I love this color. It's just yellow.
It smells like a vanilla wafer.
This is a kick in the mouth compared to the last one. I mean, this is bright.
It smells so good.
Bubbly.
This is good. huh?
Crispy,
Yeah.
refreshing.
Yeah.
So
It's
the
crazy. All these bottles are different.
Also, we didn't talk about his bottle art. Would anybody?
there is
There's
none.
nothing to
Yeah,
talk about.
yeah, okay.
Strike two.
negative.
It's a beautiful
That's
color.
a good looking bottle.
Beautiful
nice
color
brown
of brown.
bottle.
Yeah, exactly. That opening on the top is about just gorgeous, right? It's the same size as the other bottles. All right, what do you get on the nose? What do you guys get in the smell?
I've never been very good at this whole smell thing.
I'm not smelling your
It
vanilla
seems-
wafers.
Not a
I
ton.
was getting a little vanilla wafer.
I'm not getting any Nilla wafer either, actually, but yeah. You know what? You know what it might be, if
All
I
the
may.
other beer mixed together in it.
So one of the very common esters that you'll get in a style like this is isoamyl acetate, which is banana. It's
I'm
a
going with
chemically
that.
banana. Yeah, I'm going with that. And you may be associating. You may be associating that with Nilla wafers because whose mom didn't make banana pudding with Nilla
Right,
wafers
yeah,
for
yeah,
them, right?
yeah.
It's an American classic.
My mom just made banana nut bread for me.
Oh, that's
yeah,
love.
she did.
Yeah.
Minus the nuts.
Oh, I like it with the nuts.
Oh, I hate it with the
come
nuts.
on.
And I love banana bread.
I do like it with the nuts. My daughter makes the best banana bread, and Laura doesn't
Okay,
like
hold on.
nuts in her
Did
bread.
that just
but-
happen? Are
My
we
safe
going to
word
honestly
is-
let that slide?
My
I
safe
know.
word is bananas, and I'm really getting confused because you guys keep saying it.
Craig's just been staring off.
Craig's
in the
been
distance.
stopping immediately whatever he's doing.
Oh, so I don't get much banana on the nose on this one personally. I get almost like a well, maybe I would call that banana. It's almost like a really overripe banana that you might use for banana bread. You know? Are you guys going to comment on this beer? Just
sure.
let me
I
I'm
talk
already
just
about
trying to
it.
think. It's like
I did.
coriander.
And then you shot me down. So
I didn't
no,
shoot you down.
no, there's no vanilla.
I taste beer. Well, you're an idiot.
I was trying to help you, is what it is. There was no shooting of Tim down. I promise you.
God, there's something. I just can't put my thumb on it.
Yeah,
Do you like it?
I do.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
No.
You not no?
No,
Oh,
it's not
pray
my
tell.
favorite. There's just something about it. It's I'm going to use a term that's incorrect here. It's just like kind of like a funky dankiness on the back end, and
Yeah,
I don't know. You're nodding your head in approval, but
Because I get that, but I like it.
oh, see, I'm not a huge danky guy, so
Yeah.
I'm janky, but I ain't danky.
And sometimes stanky.
Yeah, a little stanky. That boy, talk about the pot calling the kettle black. I mean,
Speaking of pot or dank, I
yeah,
get
this just
it's like an
vegetal.
overripe. I don't get vegetal though, but
So
you,
I
you may.
associate dank with obviously dank.
with weed.
Yeah, with the weed and the bong
Yeah,
water
now
and
I'm
the
like
the
funkiness.
capital D dank. Yeah.
Yeah, dank. But I don't hate it. I don't think I would want another one.
Ooh, I like
and
this
that's
one.
just a personal
like it.
preference.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Yeah, this is one of my favorites that we've had so far.
Well, we're a little more ghetto than Justin, so we would drink it.
You know what? It not the skunky part of Heineken, because here in the States, Heineken is, I think, intentionally made.
Terrible.
I love it.
Oh God,
but
I hate Heineken.
It's
It's
just gotta be
minerally
super cold.
It's
very
God.
like
Or
liver
Moosehead,
like.
yeah. I like it, but this has a little bit of what I get, that kind of sharpness that I get in the
Tinny.
finish. Not tinny. I feel like I'm just saying no to everything that you say,
Yeah.
Justin. But
No,
what
I want your guys' opinions. How about this? No.
No, I
okay.
do.
How about this? No.
no, I do want your opinions. What I'm saying is I don't get that, but I
Yeah.
trust that you do. So to put that out there, but I like this one a lot because of that.
I do like the crispness of it and the
Yeah,
sharpness. It's there's a back flavor that's hitting the back of my throat that I'm just not a big fan of.
Ooh, I like that. I like whatever that is. I bet this one was
Hey,
bottle conditioned.
it's a 1-3. You guys are the clear winners here. So I'm out. I'm good
Well-
with it. It's a good beer.
Did you like it, Tim?
It was okay for me. It wasn't.
I think I'd like it more if there was a label. That must be doing it.
I wonder
It
if you.
throws you off. Yeah.
I wonder if you might like it more if there was berries in it.
Is there?
Definitely.
That's what we're having next.
Look
so
at the
Aaron,
cap.
Oh, you
Label
blew. You should
berry.
have told us.
I think you're gonna. I mean, you're right. I shouldn't have, and I feel like a doofus now. But
Same brew, same beer,
Are
same.
you gonna hide the church key the
yeah,
whole time?
here you go, Timmy.
Oh my gosh! Look at the red yum yum coming out of this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna read what Aaron said.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty. That is pretty. He says on this one, he racked 2.5 gallons of the beer from his 5-gallon batch onto 3 pounds of locally hand-picked. Oh, here's where we'll have the fun.
Olea
this
berries.
is my favorite
Olea
color.
berries? Are these olea berries?
Are they what?
Olea berries?
I think you just made that up.
No. OLIEBERRIES. Berries. What kind of berry is it?
DINGLE.
I'll tell you if you're wrong or you're right. You're wrong, Justin.
Okay.
No.
WRONG.
I want your opinion.
Shut the hell up. Why did we get him on this show? I'm curious if you guys might guess it right though.
Holy shnikes, this
That
is
smells
good.
It smells good.
Oh, it smells beautiful.
But I want to say a ripe strawberry,
Oh, that
Oh.
does.
but
I'll
that
say-
is not strawberry.
That is not. It also does not taste like what I experience at
Crunch
this berry.
berries.
Is this a snozberry?
It is crunch berry like,
berries.
dude. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Captain
it
Crunch.
looks like a
Crunch
raspberry.
berries. It's wild blackberries.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I lived up in Washington, in the Western Washington, Seattle side, you could be walking down a trail and there's just wild blackberry bushes.
I'm interrupting you. This is phenomenal.
so bomb.
Oh my
So
god!
good.
This is
so good.
Show's over.
Send more, please. Wow, this is like you're walking down by the river and you come across one of those wild berry bushes.
It's
This
like
is
borderline had a little sour to it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
So berries are naturally somewhat tart, and so it's funny. We were just talking about this. The Brulosophy guys were just talking about this when it comes to sour
So
beer
good.
and over acidifying when you're adding berries because berries kind of add its own acidity, anyways. I think it works incredibly well with Saison because of that, because it brings that acidity down a little bit.
Are you getting a note of vanilla?
Oh, Nilla wafers.
No, not vanilla wafers. That's weird. I mean, like vanilla, but just like that creamy.
No.
No.
Such a dumbass, Justin.
Yeah. God, this is good.
It's so good.
I
I
need
know.
more.
This is one of the ones where like I've enjoyed every single beer we've tried today. And
This
that's
is
not
good.
that's not a
I like
joke.
this.
This is one where I feel bad for our listeners to have to hear us talk about how great this is because that's how good it is. You know,
It is.
I've
very
never
good.
had a berry Saison. I mean, this is money. If this is on a tap, I'm probably starting and finishing my day with one of these.
yeah, and it's well carbonated. It's just perfectly made. It's well made
Yeah.
Saison.
Great breakfast beer.
Yeah. No, nothing wrong with waking up and having a.
Having
Not when it's
Like
like this.
like when we camp. This
Nice.
would just be
No
great.
different than
Yeah.
this and a Bloody Mary.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. This would be great in the morning camping on a.
A little slab of grapefruit, some avocado toast, and
The hipster just showed up.
yep.
Actually, we would have breakfast
Some
burritos.
patchouli. Yeah.
or a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, those are
or breakfast
Come
burrito.
We're giving away all of our camping secrets. we do camp a lot. That is phenomenal, Aaron. You did a great job on that
that
one.
is
Well
very
done,
good.
Aaron.
Dumb question. You're going to order how many of these? That's probably the better question on this one.
I could do it all evening.
No,
These are good.
You wouldn't.
They're very good.
Liar.
Lies. You sit on a throne of lies.
Grab that bottle.
Oh, Murphy's Law.
Yeah, that's a fun one. I mean, this is I like.
That's good.
Here, let me open this guy real quick.
North Hawk Brewing. I'm
Yeah.
guessing they're a hockey family.
Oh, so this one comes from Ben Gansmer, who he's like an OG member of the Brew Club. He competes a lot. He does a lot of beer competitions. Is that the berry one with that much left over? Yeah. Dude, we're gonna drink that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
put that baby on ice.
Yeah, I'm saving
Want me
this.
to? I'll toss it back in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saving that little piggy.
Cool. So this one is, again, Ben Gansmer, he says, Murphy's Law. Actually, let's pour it first. Here, I need a church key popper. Go ahead and do that for me. Thank you. Well, are the tops different on these? Are these two different beers?
No, I don't think so.
This one just says, well, we'll see. If they are, they are.
Let's listen.
That was not Justin's mouth. That was the actual beer.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah. If we'll see. If they look different, then we're going to have to sample each other's glasses. But
I don't drink after people.
yeah. But you'll kiss them, smack on the lips.
Straight on the lips.
All right, so this one comes from Ben Gansmer. He says, the Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I'm the type of brewer who likes to name their beers. I really enjoyed the episode on naming
Thank you.
beers. Yeah. A lot of people enjoyed that episode, Ben. Kudos to Steve for coming up with the idea. He says, most of the time I have a name for the beer before even brewing it. Sometimes I draw inspiration from the brew day. Enter AvgBrü Saison. He says, my brew day started as usual, but I quickly realized that I added almost an extra gallon of water when seeing my pre-boil gravity was 10 points lower than expected. We've all done that, Ben. I decided to add some DME.
Tim and I have.
I have not.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you three.
Oh.
People who actually make beer.
Oh, I see the confusion.
Oh, got it.
I decided to add DME, that's dry malt extract, and can the extra wort rather than boiling longer. Thanks TBC Discord for the suggestion. Then I spilled the 30-minute hop edition on the garage floor. Luckily, I had an extra bag in the freezer. During fermentation, my temp controller stopped working at some point, and when I got it running again, the beer was 80 to 81 degrees Fahrenheit, not out of range for a Saison, but higher than the 75F I was planning. Thankfully, packaging went well, and hopefully the bottles made it to you in one piece. They certainly did, Ben. And your labels, that Scotch tape is just perfectly placed.
And I mean, that's not that cheap Scotch tape.
That's the real
quality
deal.
Scotch
Yeah,
tape.
yeah, obviously.
That'd wrap a good Christmas present.
I know. I feel like I'm in Scotland, actually. I'm sure.
Oh, Scotch tape. I get it. That's funny.
Their label is also... Okay, dude, whatever. I'm sure people have had much worse brew days than that, but it ended up being a bit of a hectic day for me. It was a good reminder that, one, anything can happen during a brew day no matter how long you've been brewing, and two, even if things go sideways during a brew day, the majority of the time you're still going to make beer. I thought this beer turned out really well and will be on my list to brew again soon, so I hope you enjoy. Let's see. The only thing I'm going to comment on now is the yeast and the carbonation. So he... fermented it with Belle Saison, so yet another
Saison.
Belle Saison. That's we seem to like Belle Saison in these beers.
Right.
So solid yeast if that's what you're looking to make a Saison. Half of it was forced carbonated, half of it was bottle conditioned. Oh, that's what
Bottle
the differences
conditioned.
are. One is BC, so I think yours, the one you opened and gave to these guys, was bottle conditioned.
Oh, dang it. I
And
don't know which one was which now.
Yeah, you're right. We don't.
Oh, their beer looks better than ours, too.
I bet ours is clearer than theirs,
Sure is.
just by a hair though.
It looks darker.
Yeah, but it's
That might
a clear
be
dark.
the lighting in this room actually.
It's a clear dark.
Here, put my glasses on.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Well, it could be darker. I don't know because bottle conditioning is supposed to scavenge oxygen. So
Yours is
This
darker.
beer is so clear. I
I'm
could see
same
it
light,
next
Marshall.
week.
Hold yours up. Mine is
Here, let's
definitely
intertwine our
yours
arms
is darker
and
than
taste.
mine.
you know what, dude? So I think yours has more suspended stuff in it, and that reflects light and makes it look lighter. You're right. Yeah.
Maybe you should learn how to pour beer, is what he's saying.
No. That's not what I'm saying. But you're right. You're right.
Maybe mine has some of that garage floor stuff that he spilled. And he said he had an
swept
extra
it up.
bag.
Oh, shit, what the? Is that a hair?
That's a cockroach.
Goddamn sawdust in my beer.
Yeah, I don't even make sawdust. What the hell's going on?
But having said that, it's still good.
This beer.
This is so good.
This beer is so good. This tastes like some. Okay, all of these beers have been good. I'm not lying about that. I think
This
like
is a very beery Saison.
This is very beery.
Yeah.
This tastes like something that you would pour out of a commercial brewery.
It has
bottle.
nothing
Yeah,
funny
no,
going
right.
on either. It's
No.
just a
It's
straight up.
Saison.
Straight up.
It's good.
Saison.
Savage.
No,
Yeah,
There's
Saison.
no smell to it.
This is super good.
I
you know me. I can't smell anything.
That's what you say, but sometimes you nail stuff. Not nil away.
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm not. I don't have any smell to it.
No,
What'd you say, son?
I'm not getting a lot of smell.
I'm getting some smell.
My bad.
Craig, you getting
Excuse
smell?
me.
Tim's like, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, I'm getting smell.
Just slipped out.
That
I
was
sneezed
that
and
was
it's really
fermented
backfired.
all night.
I smell yeast.
Well, that's a funny thing that you say because that's what
'Cause
that
it's
smell
made up.
is the fermentation character which comes from the yeast.
I know.
That's, yeah, of course you do.
That's why I said it.
I really do feel like
Hello.
we have to make this. When we do these, we should do it on the Brulosophy show on YouTube, because right now I think people would get a kick out of two dudes in
Tank tops,
and
sporting
swimsuits.
what? I mean, you got to be. Those are what 30, 32-inch guns. I'm at 27, 28-inch guns.
Yeah, I'm not
Very
even sure
flat
what that means.
stomachs.
Yeah. Very, very
And then you got Craig over here in sunglasses.
sunglasses in a house. Yeah,
It's bright out that window.
yeah.
I tell you what.
Okay,
You're-
Ray Charles.
Tim's like Tim.
He's got the right one, baby.
And Tim is like pulling away from the mic every 2 minutes to yawn.
I have light
very
blue
sleepy.
eyes. They're very sensitive.
Cutting
Craig
into
is like a
you're cutting
6
into my
foot
nap
4
time.
Viking warrior. His eyes are sensitive.
Sensitive.
This is
so
good. So good.
freaking good.
This
That's
is
a good
really
one.
good.
Man.
Who made this?
Is your bottle still over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we do know.
Is there coriander
I wanna try
in
that.
this?
I want to try that. Yeah, you can see. You can see this is bottle conditioned because of that
Sediment,
sediment on the bottom. But look,
sawdust.
nice and clear. Here,
Garage floor.
there we go.
I could tell he has his garage floor coated.
You guys should try this one right there.
Okay.
So try that. Yeah, chug that. Good job on the bottle conditioning too, Ben. You clearly have done.
I could tell
before.
that bottle's been conditioned to provide good beer.
Suave.
It's very
Did you
suave.
condition it with Pert Plus or
Is that-
Suave?
Head and
Is that
shoulders.
Vidal Sassoon or Vidal Saison?
Sassoon.
Vidal Saison.
I get. I
This is
feel
completely different.
They smell different.
Yes, this one's cleaner that you guys
Absolutely. The bottle conditioned one has more something going on. Is what I get.
This is a little chewier. A little thicker.
I haven't
Mouth
tasted
is
it
had.
yet.
Oh,
but
totally
Oh,
different.
totally different.
They're
Yeah.
totally different.
Totally different. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, that's
This
crazy.
This doesn't have as much flavor as
Yours
that one
has
does.
more. Ours has more flavor that you.
That's
had.
what I'm
More
getting
we
to.
had
Yeah.
first.
Way
Which
more
that
flavor.
blows my mind. We've done multiple force versus bottle condition.
By
Force
the way,
carb.
I think we just discovered how black holes work. I
Black
mean,
holes, son.
we have
Won't
created.
you come?
This has to be a new episode for you guys. Bottle condition versus unbottled condition.
we've done it, dude. That's kind of where I was going before you cut me off, Justin.
Oh,
I think Justin's onto something.
Yeah, hold on.
yeah, Marshall, can you shut up, please?
Shut.
Hold on.
Shut
No.
your mouth. You're making yourself look stupid. So, you guys, I'm gonna come out with a crazy idea. You guys should do a podcast on home brewing.
What?
Just think about it. I know it's a little out there.
Dude, you have got.
Who should be the host?
You have got something there.
Tim, what are you doing later?
I'm up for it.
I
It'd be the
really
most
should
boring
listen.
show ever. But
I really should listen to more than just the stuff that we're on.
honestly, I don't think you'd find it interesting.
You're probably right.
Well, as much homework as you've been doing, all these fancy answers.
Hey, I
think you do good.
appreciate knowing what I'm here to
I
do.
don't even listen to the stuff we're on.
Marshall bought me.
That's because you don't know how to use podcasts.
That's because you're famous. Yeah.
Tim's like 85 years old over here. He's like,
Tim's
Tim's waiting
waiting-
podcast. Why
Tim's
isn't
waiting
this on
for the
radio?
record to come
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Could you put it on my phone so I can listen to it?
I got this super
Yeah.
cool laser disc. Can you
Like-
put it on my?
Tim's like, there's no 8-track place on my phone.
Tim's like a beta. It's gonna make a comeback. I'm confident.
Hey, Craig, because you and Tim, so Craig and Tim have been friends for life, basically. I've actually heard stories about Tim's first 8-track player. Or was it your brother's 8-track player?
No, it was mine.
Yeah.
And I gave it to him.
That's
He
right.
gave it to
Yeah.
me. But
That's
it
what-
also had a record player on it.
Oh.
Yeah, and it had a Quiet Riot Mental Health LP
Yep.
in it.
Yep.
For those that
when I
don't know
gave
what
it-
Didn't it have a
LP means,
cassette
it
on it
means
too?
Oh yeah, it had a
It
cassette.
was a multi.
What does LP
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah. A long play. But it's
long play,
long
Yeah.
person.
long person. That's why you gave it to Craig. Makes sense. Craig's tall. Craig is built.
and we'll stop.
Craig is built like Slender Man.
That's why he gave it to Craig. Craig Stahl. We're not cutting this. Whatever. All right, let's move on to the next beer. Ben,
Hold
now,
on, I'm still drinking this one. This is good.
but phenomenal. So I
But
do.
this is different.
I know. I do feel like there was a difference. We've done. I don't want to give too much away because we'll talk about it on another episode of this. But we have done a multiple. Excuse me. Woo! That was carbonated good too.
Yeah.
But we've done multiple bottle conditioned versus forced carb or naturally conditioned versus forced carb experiments, and people don't usually if I recall correctly, they're not usually able to. I'll take a little rinse. Yeah, thanks. To tell them apart. So that one seemed very obviously different to me, and it sounds like you guys agree that it was quite a bit different.
I wasn't listening. What'd you say?
Hey,
He uses so
Tim's
many
like,
words.
Tim's like, "Where's the rewind button?" Tim still goes to the Blockbuster.
Open.
Tim still orders Netflix DVDs. He's not on the. Whoa, this is a long one. Okay.
So,
Oh, guys, this is going to be fun. So,
it better be fun.
all right. So this is the last person that we're going to be doing, but he sent 2 beers. So we'll start with the same ones. He sent 2 bottles of each, and
Let's
I'm
not do
trying
the
to
same
figure out. Let's do the R. Do the 2 R's first. Yeah. So
These are the pirate beers.
I know. Do you know what a pirate's favorite place to have lunch is?
Arby's.
Arby's.
Yeah.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah, you nailed it.
that's
Yeah.
right.
I wish you wouldn't have given the.
Why did I'm so
It's fine.
My
It's
birthday.
fine. It's fine.
It's on National Pirate Day.
Here you go.
On National Pirate
Your
Day.
birthday is, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to dress as pirates this year for his birthday.
Is it what's that?
This year, every year.
Why?
I've never seen you. Do you do it alone?
National
Because my
Pirates
birthday
Day.
is National Pirate Day.
Because it's just for the hell of it.
Seriously?
You know that
Justin,
Craig
you-
and Tim have a very special
Yeah,
relationship.
it's a special bond.
That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
I'm
It
giving
is.
you an excuse to break out your pirate costume. that you
I don't
have
need
in
an
the-
excuse. I rock my pirate costume like
Every night when his
Brendan
wife
does.
asks him.
I rock the shit out of that pirate hat.
He's like Brad in Fast Times at Ridgemont
Oh,
High.
that's so funny, dude. That's one of the
Does
best.
anyone knock
80s
anymore?
movies. Doesn't anyone knock anymore?
I love that movie.
Oh, it's one of the best.
Ooh,
It's
this is
one of
crystal
the
That's
clear.
a nice one.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Okay, so
This has an R cap.
This is the clearest one so far.
This
yeah,
is our cap.
but it
Our
has
cap.
it has Haven level paleness. It's like white.
I can tell
almost.
just by looking at this, there isn't a stitch of Napoleon in it.
Ooh, but
Yeah.
the flavor.
That's so weird you say that because these 2 beers are. This one is fermented with rustic. You grab the R ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other one, that's R rustic. That's
This
the imperial
just
yeast
looks
rustic.
like a farmhouse in the middle of the French region
Yeah.
of Normandy.
Yeah. If you feel like you just pulled it from the bin, eh?
Yeah, eh? That's Canada. That's not
Yeah.
France.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Oui.
A little bit of French wine.
So these ones were fermented with rustic, which that's the one that's in line with
that's
what
good.
what was
Wow.
recommended. I love that yeast strain. I really do.
This is tasty.
This
yeah.
is good.
So this comes
Clean.
from Aaron Rodgers. So 2 Aarons.
Oh, hey, excellent quarterback.
What?
I had no idea.
Wait a
he made
minute.
here.
The
Where are you
Aaron
from?
Rodgers
I think
listens
so.
to your show?
Holy moly.
Wow.
I think so.
Touchdown.
Oh, you know what? He's in New Jersey now.
Oh, it's Jizzy Aaron.
Yeah, Jay-Z.
Hey, the car's at the bar. Get the beer.
That's Boston.
It's not the same.
Yo, Stella.
Their neighbor.
Give me a beer.
Yo, Stella.
Yeah.
Stella.
Hey, Aaron, don't worry. We are fist pumping here for you.
Yeah. No, yeah. I like you, Aaron. Hey, listen, your arm is one to behold. I do think, and as much as I hate Tom Brady, he's the GOAT so far.
Good.
I love when you did the whole like angry Jesus look. Grew
Oh,
his
yeah.
hair out, had the
Yeah,
beard.
he should have been with the 49ers, and they kind of
Stop. We don't mention that team on
Nobody
this
cares.
podcast. Yeah.
The 49ers.
Blech.
Yeah?
He should have been drafted by
Are
the
they-
Cowboys.
Are they still playing?
Yeah, they beat you all the time.
They also beat. They
Yeah,
also
Tim,
beat
by the way, is a
Hawks.
Raiders fan, so he forgot what winning was like. How was,
Yeah.
how was the
well, this
70s?
season. Okay, this is not a
1980
football
was their
podcast.
year.
Yeah.
1980.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're in a
Tim was
rebuilding
25.
phase. Yeah.
Tim was 25 and 80. Yeah, he was my age back then.
Well,
Jim
you're two.
Plunkett.
All right, so here's what Aaron has to say, Mr. Rogers.
Oh,
It's not that Aaron Rodgers. I just realized
damn it.
because there's no D in his name, and that I believe he's Rodgers.
Oh, Rodgers.
Is the other one. This
Rodgers.
one is normal Rogers. So here we go, Aaron.
let me see.
He says, I'm a new member to the, I'll show it to you in a minute. I'm a new member to the Brew Club, and I was lucky enough to be chosen to send in my beers. You certainly were lucky.
Hell
Aaron.
yes, you were.
This is my first contribution to the Brew Club and Brewlosophy. As you know, we chose Saison as the style for this quarter.
good.
I normally, I love that Tim likes it so much. I normally make this beer with homemade prickly pear juice.
Prickly pear.
So, well, wait till you hear where he's from. It'll make sense. That I make from purple fruits I harvest from cactus around my house. I live in Tucson, Arizona, also known as Tucson.
Cacti.
And they are abundant here. Unfortunately, the time we chose this beer, the fruits are not in season.
Wait, I thought you said he was from New Jersey.
No. Aaron Rodgers,
Aaron
the football
Rodgers,
player,
'cause
is
he
now
went to the Jets.
That's
Oh, I see what you guys
well,
did there.
paying
that's the New
attention?
York Jets, but don't they play in maybe I'm wrong where they play.
No, they
no,
play in the
they played the
Meadowlands.
Giants Stadium.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
they
Yeah,
share
they,
the stadium.
share the stadium. Yeah.
What? Now I feel foolish.
I feel foolish for saying New Jersey when I meant New York, but
It's the same.
How come they can't
It's separated
afford
by
their
a
own
bridge.
stadium?
yeah.
Money's
I
tight
know.
back
I
there.
have a feeling, yeah, they're probably not making that much. They're probably on a
Because
Yeah,
the
but-
Jets, are
but the
Jets.
Chargers and the Rams share a
shoestring
stadium.
budget, as it were. you
Yeah,
know?
but it's a pretty sick
Come on
stadium
now.
from what I understand.
All right, let's get back to reading this. So I decided to pivot a bit and use pineapple coconut juice in place.
You dirty
I love
little brewer.
pineapple and
So-
coconut.
Look at this guy coming
Put
in
the lime
fierce.
in the coconut.
The line in the coconut.
And shake it low.
I stuck to the parameters of the guidelines I put out by the Brew Club, and I created a split batch experiment. The club had a giveaway for some imperial yeast packets. If we offered to do an experiment, we were given an extra entry into the drawing. I threw my name in the hat, and lucky for me, I was selected. I was promptly sent 2 different yeasts: B56, which is what we're drinking now, and B64 Napoleon. So it'll be our second Napoleon.
Oh.
Rustic is described as bubblegum farmhouse spicy, while Napoleon is described as dry, French, and Saison.
And Dicky.
I'm not sure that's how is that how it's really described, Aaron? I don't know. But that it makes sense to me, probably not to you guys. I've never described something as tasting French other than the toast or fries, but let's go with it anyway. It's good. Yeah, I can't wait to taste it. I've attached the
isn't
base
French,
recipe. The mash consisted only of Pilsner malt, yada yada. Orange blossom honey was added at flame out.
Ooh, okay.
So that's basic honey. Orange blossom, I think, is like the base, what most people get, right? And then a half gallon of pineapple coconut juice. Would we call that a pina colada? I mean, is that?
Oh,
That's I
wait.
think.
Only if he has 2 pina coladas.
Did you put the lime in the coconut? Is the question?
No, it's inappropriate.
So then he gives the thing, and he's not going to go into much detail. I'll save that for my experiment write up. Awesome. He's doing an experiment for the website. But these yeasts went to work and attenuated much more than I was anticipating.
They doing their jobs.
The projected final gravity was supposed to be 1006 to 1009. ABV is a bit higher, so he says these beers are drinkable as hell. I did notice a clarity difference between the 2 beers.
what's the
What I'll do
ABV?
is I'll sip
Hold on,
mine,
what's
and
the
then we'll
ABV?
pour the other one for comparison.
What's the ABV?
I'm getting to that, okay?
God, you're taking forever.
I'm thinking
Well, they're in their off season.
Seven.
Right
This has
now.
to be 8.
I'm a 7.4.
8.16.
You guys are guessing 8.16, 7.4.
7.4.
I said 7.4 first.
So you guys are going fairly high. Let's see. Bottled these beers.
6.9.
Acquired last straw. I'm still going to get to anything
This
else.
beer is doing work, son.
All right. My apologies for the lack of labels. Oh, you better apologize.
Yeah,
Aaron.
strike 1.
Yeah. We weren't going to say anything either. But you are a flight paramedic from Tucson, Arizona.
Oh.
A quick plug and thank you to the guys over at the Brew Club. In addition to being a part of an amazing group of people, I've also won some really cool stuff while being a member.
Hell yes.
Yeah, it's badass. I've been sent a few different yeasts to try out, had a learned brewer discount for some tilt hydrometers, and I won an 8-gallon tri-clamp Delta Firm Tank.
Nice.
Hey, from Delta Brewing. By the way,
Wow.
kudos to Delta Brewing. I'm dead serious. If you guys have out there listening, not the 3 of you,
Yeah.
whatever.
I've seen Delta Brewing
not
stuff. It looks
listening.
badass.
It's all in my garage. I love it.
That's where I've seen it.
Yeah, I know.
It's badass.
Justin, I know. It is badass. They are making some killer stuff, and it's really well priced. So that's kind of they kind of strike that perfect balance between high quality, good price. So go
That's
check
what I
them
was
out.
thinking when I was looking at your stuff. I'm like, there seems to be a balance here.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause I
that's
know that you're not
clearly
gonna
not
overspend.
expensive. Yeah, exactly.
But I know that you need quality.
The Brew Club, this comes from Aaron Rodgers, who says, the Brew Club is where the sultans of badassery gather, and I highly recommend that all followers of Brewlosophy join up. I couldn't agree more. It's really awesome. It's one of my favorite places now online to just shoot the shit about beer and brewing. So, all right.
Dude,
I want to hear...
Hold on. You skipped my question.
I'm sorry.
What is the
Ask me.
ABV?
I was getting there, bro. I was going to
My
give a big...
God.
I was going to ask for a drum roll. I had a whole thing set up.
It's like our wife is telling the story. Like, we see the end.
This beer smells amazing.
Dude, this
so
beer is
Holy
friggin'
Quit
awesome.
smelling it and taste it.
I can't smell anything, but it's
Dude, just take a little
delicious.
sip.
Dude, it's amazing.
Right?
It's honestly, it's like a bee made honey from the Hawaiian Islands.
God, it's good.
And it's in like a field of wildflowers.
It's so smooth.
That's the pineapple coconut. It's so obviously there, but it's also not in your face.
Oh, definitely not in your face.
But it adds. That is so. I would never have thought to use.
God, it's good.
I feel like I'm on a trip laying in a field of flowers.
Hold on,
drinking
Tim,
this.
Are you telling me that you like pina coladas?
And sipping beers
Getting
on your
caught
birthday.
in the rain.
Getting caught in the rain. All right, let's look for the ABV.
If you make
He does.
Okay. God.
I don't know what that
I
was.
tell you what, I keep drinking this and I'm filling it back up. It's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I can't. He's got one more we got to try. But I can't find the ABV on this
God
thing.
dang it, Aaron! You were going on so strong.
I know.
I don't think it's as
Do we
high
fail
as,
him? Do we
I
fail
think
him
it's
for-
like 6.5.
Oh, here we go. Total gravity, final gravity. 1052 to 1009. All right. It doesn't list the ABV, but I can sort of put together that is going to be about
14.
52 to 1009 is going to be like 5.9 to 6.2%, I think.
All right.
So I was right.
It might be a little more than that, actually. You guys might be, it might be closer to 7.
I said 6.9 after you said I said 7.4. And you said 7.4.
I basically said this was on par with a barley
If you
wine.
put the poison in my goblet. Craig got legit pissed over it. He took his sunglasses off.
Oh man, he's an angry little Viking. This is good, dude.
That was-
Okay,
that
I
was
want to
very
crush
good.
Aaron's neck beer.
Oh crap! We didn't save any. Is that it right there? Bro. Here, pour more in this for our
That was
for
the
our
R
reference.
one. That was
Okay,
the
perfect,
pirate
perfect.
one.
So here's what we'll do: we'll use my glass and we'll pass it around for comparison.
that
with-
one?
That's still the same one.
The R.
yeah.
the
So
R,
now we're
rustic.
opening Aaron's in. Hold on, let's hear what it sounds like.
Oh, Tim, you
Hello.
nailed that. That was exactly the same.
So as my daughter goes, this is that ASMR.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but you have to talk really close to the mic.
This is so nice. I'm drinking some beer and it's ice cold.
So this one was fermented.
I feel like a stupid jackass.
I feel stupid whenever I whisper. I really suck at movie theaters. I'll tell you that.
Turning up their
There's two bottles. There's two bottles, bro.
Shocker.
Speaking of whispering, Craig, drink your beer.
Oh, my bad.
Here, hold on. Just have him drink that because you got one. I want to save this because if it's good, we're going to sit by the pool soon and eat some sausages.
This one was for the only thing different is
This is short and angry because it's
Yeah,
Napoleon.
It's short and angry, exactly. But I feel like we should be able to smell a difference between these two. Here's this.
1,000% difference.
Okay. So I've got the rustic in my hand.
And you've got a little Napoleon in your other hand.
Ooh.
I smell nothing.
What? Seriously? Is this your first day on the job?
No, it's also not his first time saying he never smells anything.
Yeah, true.
His
Except-
schnoz is broken.
Yeah.
Vanilla wafers.
Craig, put on your CPAP mask and give it a sniff.
I will fart in that thing.
I did it. Every part of me.
He'd probably start sleeping even more soundly.
He's like, I don't know what it is. It just feels right.
Yeah, I noticed it does smell different when I go to bed when we're camping, by the way.
Whenever we wake up and we're camping, we all camp together. Whenever we wake up and we're camping and Craig's got those lines on his face, I'm like, did
looks like Joe Biden.
Did Gail ball gag you last night? I'm so confused.
Banana.
Bananas! I do wake up very happy, though.
This just spun off the rails.
She gives me a little wink in the morning.
So this went to NC-17. I apologize for those
She gives
people
me
out
the
there.
same
Here,
wink.
Aaron Rodgers is new to the club, just being victimized. First beer's a 10.
Okay,
Actually, he's number 12.
what do you get? Did
It's
you?
a completely different
It's
beer.
a lot different. What do you get different
very
about it?
different.
Yeah. Can I give
It's
me the?
not as it's not as bright. It's not as dry.
I didn't get any because I was doing the comparison.
I like it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
definitely
seems a
not
little flatter.
It
much
does.
flatter.
Yeah, the other one had a little bit
Carbonation's
more.
a fraction.
I have a theory on that. Okay, that tastes like French Saison is what I get. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I get thicker mouthfeel, which is going to make that carbonation present differently, right?
Okay.
You've got more viscosity because this is what I've heard. I'm not an expert on fermentation by any means, but what I've heard is that this specific yeast strain produces more glycerol, which contributes that silky kind of creamy thing that hangs around in your mouth
Yeah.
for a while. But cutting through that with carbonation can make it makes the carbonation come across a little bit differently. That's how my experience with it is. I have had beers fermented with this strain that I've pumped up to what should be 3 volumes of CO2, which is a lot. That's you're pushing soda levels at that point. And it doesn't come across that way because of the way that yeast presents. So you guys like the first one better or the second one?
Yeah,
I like
the
first one big time.
Yeah, way better.
So do I. And I'm so glad that I still have some of that in my glass over here.
Yeah, that's good.
I really liked the
I like
Napoleon
that
one as
first
well.
one, like
Yeah,
one of the
the
best.
Napoleon
out of them
wasn't
all.
bad. I can clearly tell though that I lean towards that brighter, crisper, drier.
So what's interesting, my observation, that was our last beer. We're wrapping things up here. And I like
What
how
the heck?
Well, don't worry. We've got more beer that we're not going to talk about on the
Okay,
show.
good
Oh,
Yeah.
Miller Lite.
Yeah, good old Miller Lite. Wait till you've been using the term clean a lot. Wait till you have that and you realize just how clean it is. But the was it the first beer or the second beer that we drank
Second.
was also fermented with rustic, and it was awesome, and
Yeah.
you guys loved it. And so I think that's kind of where, if we're going to have a little, I don't know, learning moment from this episode, if I'm making a Saison based on this, what we just did, I'm using rustic yeast. I'm going for a very pale grist, so I'm probably not going to be throwing in honey malt or anything like that. Maybe a little bit of spelt.
Doing some spelt with some pineapple.
That pineapple coconut.
Damn.
Oh, that was so
That was
good.
a
Aaron
tasty-
Rodgers.
That's what we're drinking
That
right
was-
now.
Aaron Rodgers threw for a TD on that one.
You were drinking. That's what you have left
Both
over.
of them had that.
Aaron
but
Rodgers for the
second
TD.
one, not as much.
You didn't taste it as much.
No,
but it
no.
was also not in your. It was very subtle, but you could tell there was that creaminess from the coconut with that acid from the pineapple.
And I hate coconut.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
Shut your
coconut
mouth.
either.
I
yeah,
know,
coconut's
Greg.
gross.
We've talked about this. I
I
love
know.
coconut. Yeah,
Tim, good job. You're a quality human being.
you're a good man.
Good. I'm going to tell
Ooh,
my
let me
mom to
eat
make
coconut.
a coconut
No.
cream pie, and you're not getting any.
Yeah. Oh, too bad. We're not on Swiss Family
Marshall
Robinson.
and I are going to
tell
share
your
it.
mom.
That's right.
tonight.
Craig and I are going to be drinking or eating some coconut cream pie. Actually, coconut. Hey, my suggestion for the next average brew would be coconut porter, please.
No, let's skip that.
That's
idea.
two things that you think you don't like
Hazy-
that we are going to convince you.
Hazy IPAs.
I know you love hazy IPA.
Listen,
Craig
this
loves
I'm
it.
very open-minded.
He
I-
loves it. I know.
Marshall, I got him drinking some of that.
I know. I mean, you guys have a special thing
Put
going
him to
on.
bed,
You guys
but
influence
he
it.
drank
Yeah,
it.
I was hammered.
Yeah, we have to put
I
Tim
will
on our
give it
lap
that.
and like rock him to
But
sleep
you liked
after the
it.
third beer.
I
but-
did like.
He liked the
You know,
fruitiness.
you know what I was thinking we should do is make a montage of Tim falling asleep every time we do anything together. But it would just it'd be like 3-second clips, but it would only take 2 weeks for us to get like a full hour episode.
Right. He's a very sleepy, nasally guy.
He, is- he sleeps
Hold
everywhere
on,
we
I
go.
I was sleeping. What's
Tim, wake up. We're talking shit.
Yeah, Tim.
Hey,
Tim hey,
especially when he gets hot.
yeah. Well, no, dude, that's not true though. It'd be
That's
like,
when I
hey,
eat.
hey, the Raiders game starts in 10 minutes. You want to come over? He's like, yeah, I'll be over there. He comes over. Michelle comes. They bring food. 15 minutes later, he's asleep on the recliner.
Tim's a hard working.
When he gets hot, he pulls his shirt up,
Let me see. Oh yeah, I was hot that night.
and Gail was snuggled up to him. Look at that.
I saw that.
Oh,
I
my
know. How cute is
goodness.
that? Well, that is it for our 6th average brew review. Saison.
These
How
get better and
awesome.
better.
I don't know. West Coast Pilsner was pretty great. The
No,
only
no,
one.
they're just fun. They get
they are
better
a lot
and
of
better.
fun. I think we are probably having more fun than anybody else out there. So
Thank you for letting us do it.
yeah, no, I
Thanks everyone for sending it in. And
Yeah.
shout out to Jersey Bird.
Jersey
Bird.
Bird,
Jersey
every
if
time.
you say so.
Saison if you say so.
If you say so.
It's through the phenols.
Phenol. It's phenols.
He did actually Jersey did just message Tim and me the other day about how much he misses doing the reviews and stuff. So we love you, Jersey. He's not listening to this crap.
No,
I guarantee you.
yeah, but he
maybe he does. He'll hit us up.
Well,
if
they
he
don't get a
hears
lot of
this and he-
radio in Oklahoma
Yeah,
still.
that's what I hear. Yeah, they're still wait. They're
They're
actually
still on
people over
AM.
there. They're still listening to 8 tracks. Is what I.
Hey guys, we heard about this cool technology. It's called Beta.
It's called Beta. Betamax. Yeah, yeah. You can pick it up at Blockbuster.
Oh, it's gonna be so cool.
You guys love the beers. You guys love the beers overall.
them.
It sounds
There
like
wasn't a single beer that I hated.
There
on
wasn't
this
a
deal.
single
I
beer.
didn't hate any of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was not a single beer that we tried today that I wouldn't try. That I wouldn't order a second pint of. That's
But
how
I tell
good
you
they
what,
were.
Yes.
it's clear though that we gravitated towards the American version versus that French business. The Napoleon.
Rustic is still Belgian. It's not American.
But it's more of like an American rustic. It's more of like an American Belgian.
You're just thinking
Style.
farmhouse.
Yeah, call it what you want.
Farmhouse.
Patriot. Yeah.
Farmhouse.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was good. It was
good.
even
Very
the
good.
ones that we didn't, it wasn't like on the top one or two. The French style.
French style, yeah.
Yeah, I was
They're
really
still
impressed.
good.
That was amazing.
They're just
Thank you
all
guys.
really,
Great
really
job
good.
on the beers.
That's why I was saying in the beginning how excited I was that they picked Saison because it's something so different than what you guys are used to.
And it's fun
exactly,
to say.
yeah.
Saison.
It's so fun.
Saison.
Yeah. That was my favorite label.
Best
Favorite
label,
Yeah,
best
I
label
would
we've
say.
actually had to date.
Yeah.
I'll say Saison.
I think maybe they'll do
On
a
that
sour.
note-
Oh, we could listen. Everybody go around real quick and suggest. I already said coconut porter. I really want coconut porter for an average brew. Tim, what do you want?
Sour.
Any sour, huh? Berliner Weiss or something more assertive than that?
I don't care.
An American sour, which means it's fruited, it's weird, it's crazy type of thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
Craig wants hazy IPA.
Hazy IPAs.
What do you
Yeah,
Double
I'm a
IPAs.
fruited sour guy.
Fruited sour guy. 2 fruited sour votes. That's what you're doing next, people. That's not going to work. All right. You guys, thanks so much for joining me to review these beers. I had a great time. I'm sure you guys did as well. Please do not forget to subscribe to the Brew Lab, where host Cade Job goes into the lab with brewing professionals to discuss the important and fascinating work they've done on our favorite beverage. And make sure to stay hip to everything we're up to at
Wait.
brewlosophy.com.
Hold on. So before you give it, wait, Cade goes into professionals. Have you guys been called? I haven't been called.
What?
The Brewlosophy podcast is made possible by the generous support of our sponsors as well as all of our rad listeners. We seriously could not do this without you. Cheers to everyone who has subscribed and left a review of our show. It makes a huge difference. If you haven't yet, please consider doing so. Head over to brewlosophy.com/support to view a list of ways you can easily help us to continue producing this podcast. If you want a reward for your support, visit patreon.com/brewlosophy. Thanks again for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Brewlosophy podcast. Until then, think beer.
Start off the morning with some hot tea, lemon and honey, cause it suits my throat. Put some herb in the bowl, yeah, it's homegrown. Ain't gotta go through the middleman no more.